Why am I here talking about peace? I was born in a time where my country was at war with itself. And then that war reached the core of my family. So all my aunties died during the war, all my uncles except two. By the age of 7, my father gave me out and told me I'm going to go to school in Ethiopia. And arriving in Ethiopia, I ended up becoming a child soldier. And all of these events and all of this experience planted a seed in my heart that was watered by every event, every suffering stage that I went through that made me hate Arabs and Muslims. And eventually, luckily, for me to be able to find this peace is when I met a British aid worker called Emma McCune who smuggled me and took me to Kenya, where I was able to widen my perspective because my mind was narrow. I was able to see Muslims and Christians living together, and I couldn't understand how is this possible. And then through education, by educating myself and learning more, that's when I was able to learn to forgive and let go. And that's when I discovered by forgiving, I was able to discover the freedom that I have. Because when you're bitter, you become a prisoner of yourself. So you're locked into a whole zone. You build walls of walls. Every time somebody hurts you, and if you haven't let go, you create another wall and then it's like you're throwing the key away, digging yourself into the bottom. But through education, with the new knowledge and exposing myself to different stories, Nelson Mandela and the heroes that exist in the world, Gandhi, and learning about William Wilberforce, everything became different for me. And the message of peace has entered my heart, and that's what I'm living for, because I have it in me. I have peace in my heart. I have peace in my mind. That's all you can give. Most people can only give what they have. If you don't have kindness in you, you can't give it. So when you find somebody who's not kind, it's because it's not in them. So it's up to us to give it to them until they're full, that they can give it out. All right, peace one day, peace is what I've been looking for in my village. I was born in a country that is torn by war. And everywhere you run to, you're looking for peace. And so now, after I've grown up, I realized peace is within me. And that's what I'm giving through the song. Anything to do with peace, I'd like to support. And for the climate action, as you can see, the global warming is happening. We see the signs. There's flooding everywhere. There's earthquakes. There is forests burning. There's famine in different areas. People are losing their homes. And so all of this is being left behind. And to make this world a better place, each one of us has to play a part in it. And so I'm just playing my small part in supporting it. It's everything affect everything. Pollution has got an impact. Pollution has got an impact. Deforestation has got an impact. Displacement of people. There's all kind of an environment. There are political displaced people. You move them into a different environment, they'll impact the people there. But the one that we can really play a part on is the pollution that is causing the global warming. That one, we can reduce our carbon footprint. There was a man one time who realized that ozone layer was making a hole. And when they came out, everybody made them a villain and made them look that they're crazy and they don't know what it is, until when England took an initiative to investigate it. And when they found that what that person, the scientists, were actually doing through, that's when everything turned around. With the global warming, there are people that are still divided. There's a still debate. And now it's by the time people realize it will be too late to reverse sea life. Right now, the ice is melting. There's some species that are going to get extinct. So I'm really, for environment part, is really what I'm really concerned, because it will impact all of us. Well, at the moment in South Sudan, they don't know it's climate change. They just call it flooding, and they think it's going to go. People lost their homes. There are areas that people can't live there. Now, some are trying to adapt to create floating houses, but the cows, a lot of cows, could not live in water for a long time. So now there's a discussion for the peoples whose home. You find millions of people's homes have been occupied by the flood water. Now, where are you going to move them? So the other tribe are complaining they cannot come to our dry land. So the government officials are saying each and every person in South Sudan is a citizen. They should move anywhere. So now there's debate of people do not want those who their homes are flooded to come to their area. So that could cause tension where people can fight. So there's the Nas people who call themselves Nuer, and the Dinka people also, they've been affected. So it's not only the Dinka, there's different tribes, different areas are affected. The water travel. You go to the Shulu clan who's live in the island, there the flooding is there. But mostly where I come from, it's taken by water. So 10% of the land is what has no water. Everything is water. People, I remember as a kid, when do tribe invade each other? When there's a famine. That's when you go to the next tribe and steal their food. When do other countries invade the other country? When there's an economic pressure. So when they look, because invading other people is an opportunity for your growth. So now the climate change, just imagine if the whole water is polluted one time. So people are going to invade countries with clean water. And that's what is the fear. So there are climate change refugees right now, not only in South Sudan, but in different part of the world. Well, music in itself is part of everything. Nothing on this earth does not vibrate. So when you make noise or get that vibration into our ears and an harmony, when there's vibration find a harmony, it becomes music. And so there's a story that one time when the creation was happening and God was making man, and the soul was refusing to enter the body because it was afraid of that statue, then the gods told the angel to play music. So when they play the music, the soul enter into the body. Music is a universal language. Every soul understands it. Without music, we would be crazy in this world. It's one thing that cannot be removed. If they say today, would you eat 1 meal a day and we have music on earth? Everybody will say yes, 1 meal a day with music. But if you have food every day without music, we will all be like zombies. Mental illness and everything, because the vibration is healing. So music, we can spread love through it. We can spread some positive music, positive words in it. They have the power to make things happen, because you can ask your parents the questions. Do you really care about us and our children to come? What are you going to do about that? If they can ask simple question like that. The biggest part that they can play, I'll say, every kid knows their purpose, but when they reach a certain age, their purpose can be mixed out and pushed out of them. At the moment, if we get more kids to know about what is happening, they'll eventually push everybody. Young people are smart and they're purpose driven, and they can really push us to make the right decisions.